everyone, welcome back to the Drivers Room. We're in the Sunday League today. This is Season 2 of 2020, Round 8, final round of the season in Tier 1. We're in a one-make race in the McLaren P1 GTRs today on racing tyres at Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa plus Miyabi. Our grid walk today, on pole we have Martin B. He's our championship winner, wrapped up the championship in the last round, as I miscalculated on the score sheets at the time. 4 wins in 5 rounds plus a DC while in the lead of one of the races. Martin has been pretty untouchable all season. Final round of the season, sticking on pole again. See how he gets on. Starting on the racing softs today. And in second place we have Hit the Mac, one of our wildcard drivers, starting on the racing softs. Only one round raced for Mac, picking up 16 points in round 3. So he makes another appearance in the final round of the season, sticking it on second, so good quality today. And in third place we have Drsl. He is starting on the racing softs, third in the championship at the moment on 108 points, 5 points behind Alex going into this round, and qualifies ahead of him today, so could potentially take second place in the championship overall. And in fourth place today we have myself, DJ Rice, starting on the Super Softs. Fourth in the table at the moment, 104 points, pretty solid results scored throughout the season by my standards, managing a couple of third place finishes along the way. Pretty sure I've cemented fourth place in the championship ahead of Mercer and the chasing pack. Excuse me. And in fifth place today we have Alex, starting on the Super Softs, second in the table on 113 points. Reigning champion Alex has had a tough season by his standards. Martin going 3-2 up in head-to-head battles with his win in the last round. I'm sure Alex will come back stronger and look to reclaim his championship in season 3. And in sixth place today we have Wilco, starting on the softs. 7th in the table and 71 points. Tough start for Wilco, but has managed some good results from round 3 onwards. 5 points off of 5th place Mercer going into this final round. As I say, the midfield battle going down to the final race of the season. And in 7th place today we have Ferdek, starting on the softs, 14th in the table on 25 points. Only 2 point scoring rounds for Ferdek. Last round picking up 13 points. Usually good qualifier, finds himself starting just outside the top 6 today in 7th. We'll see how he gets on. And in 8th place today we have MJR Mercer, starting on the Super Softs, 5th in the table on 76 points. Very consistent season for Mercer, but with only 10 points separating him to 8th place Bullet. He could do with a top 5 finish today just to cement his 5th place in the championship. And in 9th place today we have Cafe Del Mar, starting on the racing mediums. Again, I think another wildcard driver. Has only made 2 appearances this season, picking up 13 points in the last round. We're struggling in the P1 today. See how he gets on the harder compound, starting on the racing mediums. So yeah, see how he gets on from the back. And in 10th place today we have Muller, starting on the softs. Again, another driver with only 2 rounds registered this season in the opening 2 rounds. Hopefully comes back next season for a full consistent season on form, and things will really start hotting up at the top of T1. And in 11th place today we have Bullet, starting on the softs, 8th in the table at the moment, 66 points. A lot to do from the back today, but could potentially grab 5th place overall in the championship if results go his way. But say Mercer has qualified a few places up the grid today. And in 12th place we have Terminal Goat, starting on the Super Softs, debut race for Goat in the Drivers Room, like an Angels fan last week. Very welcome addition to the Drivers Room, but finds himself debuting on a very difficult car and track combo. But anyway, that is our grid walk for today. Let's get underway. Alright, here we are then, on pole with Martin B, about to get underway for the final round of the season, Season 2, the Drivers Room Sunday League in Tier 1. McLaren P1 GTR, very interesting car, does eat tyres and get through fuel pretty quickly, but we're underway. It looks like Max had a really good launch from second place there, straight up into first place. Got the inside of T1 as well, but he's already a car length ahead. Martin on the outside of T1 now, he's got Drsl on the inside. He'll do well to hang that out the outside and keep track position as we come up to this fast S section, generally slot into single file. So yeah, Drsl up into second, Martin down to third now, and looks like Alex has muscled his way past up into fourth already. but Alex making up a place there. So yeah, Martin dropping a couple of places there on the opening couple of corners. Third in 6, got a few cars side by side there. I think Cafe Del Mar just taking a look up the inside of Wilco as Mercer gets round the outside of Wilco as well. A little bit of contact there as the car's bunching up. It's a very, very difficult car, especially over that hill there as the front end likes to lift off. But Cafe Del Mar back up into 7th by the looks of it. Positions changing all over the place here in the midfield. Struggling to keep up with that. But anyway, back with the battle up front as we got Alex all over the back of Martin at the moment. Very aggressive on this opening lap as he's already dispatched myself, and he's got the inside here as Martin just lets that go, I think, as Alex is really looking to make a statement on that softer compound and get a really quick opening stint in, but makes a place up anyway into 3rd as we come down to this heavy braking section into the hairpin. Oh, as he just overcooks it a little bit on the brakes, just tags the back end of Drsl there, sends him into a spin. I think that's myself having a spin in the background there as well. But yeah, Alex making places up on the opening lap, and just goes a little bit too hot into that corner, and yeah, just tags the back end of Drsl, sends him into spin. You see Alex just slowing down now to yield that position. Drsl right to the back of the pack there. Let's take a look back, see what happened. So yeah, just jumping on board with Alex there as you see him just going past Martin on the inside of this corner. Imagine he gets a good exit out of here. Drsl up ahead, so he's a fair bit ahead at the moment. It's Slipstream and DRS. A little bit late on the brakes. He's trying to slow the car down. Yeah, just tags the back end. So yeah, just racing incident there, nothing else. But unfortunately, really compromising Drzl's race. We'll just rejoin the action a little bit further back. See what happened to myself. As just picking up the Slipstream with Martin here, coming down to this heavy braking zone, and yeah, I think I've just overshot the braking zone a little bit. Front brake just glowing red hot, and Furdak actually does me a favour there and punts me back into the right direction, and he gets himself up into 3rd. Could have been a lot worse for the pair of us there, but yeah, apologies as I spun the car through the hairpin, got myself banging in the way, but Mercer makes up a place now up into 5th. He's got Cafe Del Mar ahead of him in 4th. Mercer looking in a good position at the moment, as I said, on the grid wall to cement 5th place in the championship, as Cafe Del Mar takes an odd line through the chicane there and nearly catches myself and Mercer out, but Mercer makes up the place and Wilco hangs it round the outside of the final corner. Nearly, but just can't get the job done there. Slots back into 7th for now, so you got myself in 6th. Have a quick run through the grid again now after that incident-filled opening lap. So we've got hit the Mac in 1st place, just looking to extend that lead now. Just got to obviously keep an eye on fuel and tyres. So I think a few different strategies are going to play out today. We've got Martin B, 2nd place, just think conserving that fuel now. He's one of his main rivals already taking himself out of the game early on. Furdak in 3rd now. Last podium spots. Good start from Furdak. No damage on his car now after light damage being run on the Sunday. MJR Mercer up into 4th place, so he's looks like he's extended that gap to Cafe a little bit. It's Cafe Del Mar coming under a bit of pressure from myself now, and that is Wilco in the background. I think he's just overshot that corner a little bit. He's just recovering back on the track there, but I think he's lost about 3 or 4 places. So yeah, Mercer in 4th, Cafe in 5th, myself 6th, Bullet up to 7th now. We've got Terminal Goat up into 8th place, having started at the back of the grids. Pretty good start from Goat. Alex in 9th now, recovering. Muller in 10th, Wilco rejoins in 11th after just overshooting that corner a bit, and Drsl in 12th. Check on this little group closing up. Bullet, Goat and Alex. Alex going to be extremely quick this stage of the race. So Bullet just nearly losing the back end there. Goat just takes a little bit of a look up the inside, but Bullet doing just about enough to stay ahead at the moment, but Goat all over the back of him as Alex crawling all over the back of him now. Nearly 3 wide through that left-hander. And looks like Goat's got out ahead in 7th place now. Bullet down to 8th, Alex in 9th. This three-way battle carries on, and you see myself up ahead, still can't do enough to get ahead of Cafe Del Mar, and as I say that, he runs a little bit wide, and I take the invitation to go up the inside. So it looks like I'm going to have a bit of a drag race down the main straight, but as Cafe Del Mar just slots inside to get the slipstream, Terminal Goat's pulled a bit of a gap to Bullet now. As I think someone's just dived into the pits there, so Alex diving into the pits maybe just to get out on some fresh rubber and some clean air. Wilco getting caught out on the brakes there, Muller. Drsl just made this place up now, up into 9th. Muller down to 10th, Wilco in 11th, Alex rejoining the race in 12th. Hit the Mac out in front, 2 minute 13.6 on the last lap, 2 minute flat from Martin though, as he goes purple on lap 2. And that sounds like Max had an instant up ahead as he runs off track, and that's gifted Martin first place. Martin just managing to stay out of trouble early on, and yeah, gains track positions, now in the lead of this race. Has hit the Mac unforced error there through that tight right hand hairpin, and just loses the car goes off track and loses track position down to 2nd now. So you've got Furdak in 3rd place, MJ Mercer and myself. Looks like I've just got ahead of him somewhere. It's got myself up to 4th now, Mercer into 5th. Cafe Del Mar in 6th. Looks like Terminal Goats close the gap right up to Cafe Del Mar as well. It's all over the back of him here. Cafe Del Mar going a little bit defensive. Looks like he's lost the back end a bit. It's lost grip going into that corner. Terminal Goat goes up the inside, takes up another place, up to 6th now. Really good start from Goat on these opening laps. Cafe Del Mar struggling on the he's on racing mediums as well. So yeah, obviously struggling for out and out pace at the moment. You see Goat on the super softs and have similar tyre wear, so racing medium probably not the way to go in the McLaren today, but we'll see. That back end sliding all over the place at the moment. And up ahead we've got Mac diving into the pits on the 6.5 minute mark there, so obviously unhappy with that tyre wear, and already on 39% fuel as well. So like I was saying, this car very tight with fuel. Probably got obviously a smaller tank than a normal GT car. But Martin doing a good job on the fuel as well. As you look, just over half a tank. Furdak doing pretty well as well, just over half a tank himself. You see myself with quite a bit less this stage of the race. Mercer even less than that. So yeah, it's going to be interesting how these strategies play out. As see myself just taking a look at Furdak now on the outside, just trying to unsettle his rhythm a little bit. So, just not managing to find a way past at the moment, as this 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th seem to be closing up a little bit. You see Terminal Goat behind, looks like he's going to have a look on the inside of Mercer there as well. I think Furdak ran wide, so that might have been me up into 2nd place. Yeah, Furdak makes a mistake, runs wide, drops down to 3rd, and in the background Goat making up another place on Mercer there. I'll see what I can do in clean air now. And Furdak got a fast approaching Terminal Goat behind him, as Mercer takes another look up the inside of this battle. A little bit further back down we've got Drsl now up into 6th place, who's dispatched a few more cars on his recovery drive, but that tyre wear really kicking in now. He's got Alex close behind in 7th. Mac rejoins the race in 8th place, having pitted quite early, so finds himself in quite a bit of traffic at this stage of the race. So you've got Bullet, Cafe Del Mar's falling right back now into 10th place. So racing mediums really struggling on them racing medium stages. Bullet runs a little bit too hot there into that left-hander just after he got the overtake done on Cafe Del Mar. Cafe back up into 9th place there. Bullet down to 10th. So really tight in the championship table as well between a few drivers. Bullet really needed a good result today. Still 20 minutes of this race left to go though. See what happens. Bullet down to 10th now, being chased by Wilco, as we've got yellow flags up ahead. So it's all kicking off again in that fight, and we've got a load of guys pitting. So we've got Martin going round again. pretty comfortable on fuel and tyres at the moment. Alex up into second place now after that early pit stop to avoid traffic. Looks like that was a pretty good strategy, but he's got Mac behind who's on even fresher rubber, who should be quicker at this stage of the race. Drsl back up into fourth now. That rear right tyre about 70% worn. Really going to be struggling for pace now, getting the power down out of the slow corners especially. Wilco in fifth place, getting chased by Ferdek in sixth. So Wilco not stopping yet. Ferdek out in the fresh rubber in sixth place. Myself pitting as well. Ferdek making up a place in the pits. So fueling less there by the looks of it, as he just nudges his way around the inside. Really wants to get past Wilco early here. But he loses a lot of time there and track positions. He drops back down to seventh, and you see myself moving up. Got the inside of Wilco for this corner. A little bit deep though, as Ferdek looks like he's re-overtaken both of us there, and moves back up into fifth place. So yeah, positions changing all over the place at the moment. So Ferdek back up into fifth. Myself on sixth on the softer compound. See if we can put him under a bit of pressure and reclaim that fifth spot. Back with the leader of this race, Martin B, still 2:13, really doing a good job looking after fuel and tyres and maintaining very good pace. As see Alex behind us. Alex had a massive incident there, and he's just binned it and floors it. I think he's had enough as he does a Grosjean's it across the track there, and that's the end of Alex's season 2 championship, I think. As he's still doing donuts there in the background. It just disappears off the graphic there. The unlucky Alex just went full guns blazing today, and yeah, it just didn't pay off. So you got Mac back up into second place now and a bit clean air. See if he can do a better job on the tyres now. He only lasted around 6.5 minutes on that first stint. Drsl back up into third, should be diving into the pitch now with that tyre wear. 3% fuel as well, so yeah, say his car really thirsty on the fuel. But yeah, Ferdek doing enough to retain third place. He's got myself on the softer compound behind, has just taken a look into T1 as Ferdek goes a little bit too deep there. So take the invite, go up the inside of T1 back into third place. So Ferdek back down to fourth now, see if he can stay in the tow and get a re-overtake like he did about a lap ago. Mercer in fifth place, doing a good job in clean air now. Next man down the road is Muller, who's quietly moved his way up into sixth place now. Pretty good tyre wear at the moment, so he'll be out for a little while yet as he sets his personal best. Terminal Go rejoining the race in seventh after that first round of pit stops. Looking pretty good on tyre wear and whatnot, but Drsl's just come out of the pits, going to be really quick behind him. Imagine he'll be closing that gap up pretty soon. Cafe Del Mar's come back out on the racing medium, so interesting. It's really struggling for pace today on those mediums, as that's Bullet taking a little bit of a look up the inside of this right-hander. It's a lot of overtakes getting done here today and re-overtakes through the next section of corners, but Bullet doing enough there and moves himself up to 9th place. Cafe in 10th. Wilco down in 11th now. He's had a bit of a nightmare start to this race, so did have a lot of pace today, so unfortunately finds himself at the run in at the back of the grid. 13-minute mark now. He might just come around the final hairpin. Looks in good shape to get another lap done and get comfortably to the 15-minute mark and do a one-stopper today. I say, look at those lap times, 2:13, just dipping into 2:15s now. Mac behind, 2:14.6, just that tyre wear just starting to hurt him now again. Let's see if he comes into pit this lap. No, managed to get another one out of it. Myself in third, 2:16.9. I think it's my first lap in clean air, so managed to extend the gap to Ferdek a little bit. 2:12, so just pinching the fastest lap of the race there. First dry lap on the fresh rubber. So Mercer in fifth, Muller in sixth, closely followed by Drsl. Drsl has made that, got an overtake done in GOAT somewhere. They really and he makes another place up on Muller. Muller through turn 1, moves himself back up to 6th place now. Yeah, it would have been in a really close race with Hit the Mac at this point, if not for the unfortunate incident on the opening lap as he goes purple. I see Muller just falling back a little bit off of Drsl's pace and coming under a little bit of pressure from Goat. Bullet and Clean Air now having dispatched Cafe Del Mar. See the gap he's opened up. Oh yeah, that racer medium really not carrying enough pace today. So yeah, Martin B absolutely running away with this race at the moment. I say running away with it at about 70% speed, having to look after the fuel and tyre. So he must be running quite must be playing around with the fuel mix quite a bit to extend this stint the way he has, and he's obviously done it at very good points around the track to not lose a lot of lap time either. Very impressive drive yet again from Martin. Mac in 2nd place, Clean Air, himself in 3rd. A bit of field spread between 1st to 4th, and then you get back to Drsl. Just looks like he's made the place up with Mercer, up into 5th place now as he continues his charge through the pack. And Martin B finally pitting from the lead of the race. Should comfortably come back. It's obviously going to be a bit of a long stop, having to take on a full tank of fuel as Mac coming round the final corner. We'll have to pit. He's got 0 fuel at the moment, literally. And next man down the road is myself. Should be good for a couple more laps, and see what the gap's like to Martin's. Martin's just coming out of the pits now. As you see, he's got about 2.5–3 second lead as he comes out for which will probably be his final stint of this race. In a position now though to probably play with his strategy a little bit if he needs to. Myself up to 2nd place for the time being. Will be due another pit stop as Furlick in 3rd place. Should be good for a few more laps yet. 2:18 last lap for Furlick, so just chopping off the pace a little bit. He's got the fastest man, one of the fastest men on track at the moment, Drsl, chasing him down. Nearly 5 seconds quicker on the last lap. So it should only be a matter of time before Drsl moves up another place, I think. So where are we? 17-minute mark now. And we've got... So he's getting a little bit confused with my notes. So yeah, Mercer in 5th, Goat up into 6th now after a few guys have pitted up ahead. So Mac rejoins the race in 8th again after that pit stop. Bullet's the next man up the road, who does have pretty worn tyres. Looks like he's coming towards the end of his stint. So we'll keep an eye on that. Mac's going to be extremely quick at this stage of the race compared to Bullet. He's all over the back of him at the moment and just nips up the inside and gets the job done. Bullet does have the inside, I think he's just got to yield that now. So Mac takes 7th, retakes 7th place, Bullet back down to 8th, Cafe in 9th, Muller in 10th, Wilco in 11th. And just takes another excursion there. Sorry mate, didn't mean to catch that. So Martin in 1st place comfortably, as I say, myself in 2nd. Should be coming up to the end of my stint pretty soon. So that tyre wear kicking in now and that lap time really starts to suffer. So 2:15.2, 2 minutes, so 0.2 quicker than Martin, but he has a pit stop in hand. So Drsl crossing the line in 3rd place now, missed that. It's Drsl makes up another place. I say there's only a matter of time before he closes in on the 3rd. Again, he's coming to the end of his stint. Drsl on a slightly better rubber. He's got a fair bit of tyre wear to do with as well. He's got a few pit stops happening in the background. But yeah, Furlick down to 4th place for the moment. Mercer carrying on in 5th. Mac in 6th, and Bullet and Goat both in the pits. Cafe Del Mar next man down the road. Just taking a last minute decision, diving into the pits there. Might come off the race in mediums now, we'll see. 10 minutes of race left to go. But So Mac up into 6th place now. Terminal Goat rejoins the race in 7th. Muller rejoins in 8th. Bullet in 9th. So most of these guys, it should be their final stop of the race. Should be able to get 10 minutes out of these tyres. Cafe in 10th. And 11th just rejoining the race. Unfortunately, he missed a string of overtakes there from Des as he fought his way back. So a really good recovery drive from Drsl. He's done pretty much all he could do, considering he was running at the back of the pack after the opening lap. So the closest people on track at the moment are Muller and Bullet. See if Bullet can start closing that gap to Muller, as he is on fresher rubber and a softer compound. A little bit of a little heavier car at the moment, but should still have a bit more pace than Muller at this stage of the race. And that is myself into the pits for my final pit stop of the race, and Drsl jumping into the pits as well. See what Furlek due another one as well. So 2nd, 3rd and 4th all diving in. Mercer will as well. I'd imagine Mac will go through. No, Mercer carries on for another lap. She's got extreme tyre wear there, but staying out just to try and keep track position, because he will jump all those guys in the pits as Mac makes that place up into T1 pretty easy. As Mercer are going to be really struggling on this lap. He'll do well to keep this lap under 2 minutes 20. So see what happens. So got myself rejoining the race in 4th place. Drsl, myself taking on a full tank there. Drsl taking on 3/4 of the tank. Just to close the gap up on myself a little bit more. Rejoins in 5th place. Furlek rejoins in 6th, not that far behind. Drzl's taking on even less fuel. He'll have to do really well to manage that fuel level till the end, but we'll see how that goes. Terminal Goat behind, who stopped a lap or two earlier, in 7th place. May need to stop again for tyres, we'll see, we'll keep an eye on that. But Muller in 8th, and so yeah, Bullet has closed that gap up a little bit. He's in the toe of Muller now. It's running in 9th at the moment. Cafe in 10th, Wilcoat in 11th. As he rejoined Mercer up ahead. He's really struggling for pace at the moment. Pretty much every tyre completely gone. That right rear has nothing left to give, and he will be struggling. So getting the power down out of these sort of corners. But doing enough to retain track position at the moment. So I think he might have been better off stopping on that last round, but see myself just getting through there into 3rd place. Mercer down to 4th. Drsl the next man down the road. Again, he'll be a lot quicker than Mercer at this stage of the race. So already extending that gap. There's the tyre wear on complete opposite ends of the scale at the moment between Mercer and the guys around him. It's just coming through the last bend now, so he's done well, just about done enough to stay ahead of Drsl, but dives into the pits now. We'll see where he feeds back, and we've got Mac in the pits as well from 2nd place, so that's going to promote myself back up into 2nd, surprisingly out of nowhere. And Drsl up into 3rd, Furlek up into 4th as well, and go up into 5th. So yeah, long stop there from Mac as he rejoins the race in 6th now. Will be quick for this last stint, and so he's got Terminal Goat up ahead, who does have a bit of tyre wear kicking in now. Still 6.5 minutes this race to go. Furlek should be good to the end if he manages that fuel correctly. But see what Mac can do from 6th place now. He's got a couple of cars ahead of him. I don't think he'll be able to catch Drsl now, as Drzl's out on the fresh rubber and just kicking up a bit of dirt there. Nearly having an incident. Let's see what Drsl can do. Catch myself in 2nd. keep an eye on Mac's progress as well, and if Furlek can have to pit again. Goat does seem to be closing the gap up to Furlek at this moment, at this point. Maybe Furlek's already starting to fuel save a little bit. So yeah, Mac's definitely quicker than these two guys ahead at the moment. Goat still in the slipstream of Furlek up ahead, and just catches a bit of dirty air there, runs wide, and Mac runs even wider, I think. So doesn't lose too much ground there. And where's Goat gone? Goes run wide through that corner, gone off camera and lost a place, so just missed that. So yeah, that tyre wear just catching him out a little bit there, dropping the place down to 6, and Mac makes an easy place up to 5th with no fighting. See if he can open that gap up and start putting pressure on Furlek up ahead and make up another place. So just under 5 minutes of this race left to go now. So Goat might well be thinking about a pit stop. So next man down the road is Mercer on the fresh rubber. He should be quick at this stage of the race. So we've got 2:16.6 from Goat. Mercer just completing his out lap, so we'll see what sort of time he sets on his first flyer. Bullet in 8th, quite low on fuel now, should be able to manage that till the end. So just under 5 minutes to 2 or 3 laps left to go now. Cafe Del Mar in clean air in 9th, and you've got Muller in 10th now out on fresh rubber, looking to close that gap up on Cafe. Should be able to get it done. There's a bit of a gap. Never mind, Cafe Del Mar's pitting anyway, so Muller should make that place up and be good till the end of the race. I think Bullet's a bit too far ahead now, unless he has to pit again. So that tyre wear's pretty bad. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out. Have a quick run through the grid again, but Martin B, championship winner, championship leader. Yeah, just running away with this race at the moment, not getting much airtime because yeah, just been a race all by himself for most of it. Did get put under quite a bit of pressure early on, dropped down to 3rd place, but kept his head pretty well. Good composure. He's just managed to fuel and tyres a lot better than anyone else today, and really got on top of this McLaren and got the most out of it. So 3 minutes left to go now. Martin in 1st place, got myself in 2nd, and it looks like Drsl is closing that gap up in 3rd place now, starting to put a bit of pressure on at this stage of the race. Caught with a tank of fuel, so might have to start easing off a little bit as we get towards the end, but he's getting very, very close to picking up the toe of myself up ahead. You've got Hit the Mac in 4th place now, so yeah, he has got ahead of Furlek. I say he was closing the gap up on him, and yeah, he's just got himself ahead there. So up to 4th place now for the last part of this race. I think there's pretty much the length of this race. There's going in T1, and Hit the Mac just starting his run down the main straight. So yeah, should be safe from Mac now. Yeah, Mac doing a good job getting himself back up to 4th place after losing track position. Yeah, and we have got Terminal Goat pitting. We'll see if Bullet follows suit. He's just come around the final bend at the moment. Mercer has gone through up into 6th place, but yeah, Goat should be quick for this final part of the race. And yeah, we have got Bullet pitting from 8th, so Muller just coming around the final corner now. Should be pretty tight between these two. I know we've got Bullet just coming out of the pits up ahead, so yeah, Bullet is safe for Muller with I think it should be the final lap now. Muller in 9th, Cafe in 10th, finally jumping onto the race in Super Softs for the final few minutes of the race. He's going to be pretty quick as well. Looks like he's already closed the gap up on Muller a little bit. And Wilco in 11th, just doing his own thing and hot lapping at the back, and he managed to nick the fastest lap with a very quick 2:11.9 there on lap 10. So a little bit of a consolation for Wilco, and just establishing himself that, you know, he has got the pace and would have had the pace to be running at the front of this race, but yeah, just got caught up in a couple of incidents ran off track a few times and lost a lot of ground, but anyway, that is where we're at the moment. Under a minute to go now, 30 seconds. Martin will be one of the only drivers to complete another lap, I think. So yeah, he's going to cross the line for another lap. Yeah, get the flag out, wave to the crowd and all that stuff. So Martin going around to complete another lap. Myself in second place. It's going to be tight. Yeah, it looks like I've done enough to fend off Drsl's charge anyway, so really strong. This would easily be my best finish of the season, best race of the season with a second place finish. 2 minutes, 30 minutes. I completed another lap. So anyway, Drsl, the first official finish there, taking the final podium spot. Would have been a different story had he not got caught up in a first lap incident. Had a lot of pace today. Mack in fourth place, found himself fighting through the pack, so good result there from Mack in the end for our wildcard driver. Furdeck in fifth, top 5 finish from Furdeck, not too bad. Probably would have wanted a little bit more. And debutant Terminal Goat finishing the 6th in the end there, so Mercer losing a place towards the end of the race, finishing in 7th. So yeah, good debut from Goat there. Mercer finishing in 7th around his season. I think he's done enough. He's finished ahead of Bullet and Wilco, I think, were his main championship rivals. Bullet crossing the line in 8th in the end. Muller doing enough to fight off the charge of Cafe Del Mar behind in. So Muller finishing 9th, Cafe Del Mar finishing 10th, and Wilco 11th. And Martin, congratulations, Season 2 Drivers' Room Sunday League champion. Really looking forward to Season 3. Got a good opening round. I think it's in the Ford GT Group 3 maybe, or the GT LM Spec 2 or whatever it's called. But anyway, it's going to be a good Season 3. Got a lot of new faces and hell of a lot of quick drivers now. But anyway, that was the Drivers' Room Sunday League Round 8 Tier 1. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week. So here is the final championship table of Drivers' Room Sunday League Season 2 Tier 1. You see Martin very comfortably out in front, winning the championship by 45 points in the end. Drsl Nick in second place, off of Alex on the last round there, due to Alex's DNF and not getting any points, so Alex only registering 5 out of the 6 rounds for the season. But yeah, that was Season 2 of the Drivers' Room Sunday League. Fantastic racing all season round. Really looking forward to the next one. We'll see you then.